All right. We are just a few days away from one of the biggest dates in crypto history, and that's on May 14th. That is the day the Senate Banking Committee is scheduled for the markup of the Clarity Act. This is the bill everyone says will finally decide the fate of XRP, Cardano, and the rest of the industry. According to our news right here, the title states XRP already has clarity. Ripple CEO says ahead of Clarity Act markup. But here is the twist. While everyone else is biting their nails, waiting for the Senate to vote, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse here just sat down for an interview and said something that stopped everyone in their tracks. He basically said, "Don't worry about us. XRP is already okay." Now, why would the CEO of the company fighting for this bill say that they don't actually need it? Is he being overconfident, or does he know something the rest of the market is missing? So in this video, we are going to break down Brad's latest comments, the drama with Cardano's founder, and why the next few days are critical for the entire US crypto industry. So in my own opinion, I think Brad right here is playing a very smart game of chess by telling the world that XRP is already safe. He is taking the pressure off the token's price. He is reminding that everyone that Ripple already did the hard work. They fought the SEC for 5 years and got a ruling from Judge Annalise Torres that XRP itself is not a security. So to me, this is a power move. He is saying that while the Clarity Act is good for the neighborhood, Ripple already built a fortress around their own house. Before we continue, let's check the current price of XRP here on our chart. As we can see, XRP's price is playing at 1.4812. Now, let's continue with the next question about the Judge Torres already give us the only clarity we need. In his latest interview, Brad Garlinghouse with Crypto in America, Brad reiterated that XRP's status is already settled. He reminded everyone that the painful fight they endured was specifically to get the ruling that XRP is not a security. This is a point of pride for Ripple. They spent billions of dollars to get a piece of paper from a federal judge that says they are in the clear. So in my own personal opinion, you have to respect the grit. Most companies would have settled and moved to Dubai. Ripple stayed and fought. Because of that ruling, XRP is technically the only digital asset in the US with the level of a specific legal protection from a court. When Brad says XRP will be okay, even if the Clarity Act fails, he is standing on the legal foundation. As a trader, I see this as the ultimate safety net. While other tokens might live or die by the Senate vote on May 14, XRP has a get out of jail free card signed by a judge. So the next question is, why is the drama between Ripple's and Cardano's Charles Hoskinson. Of course, it wouldn't be crypto without a little bit of feuding. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson recently criticized Ripple's support for the Clarity Act. He's been vocal about how the bill is drafted, but Brad Garlinghouse is not having it. In his latest comments, Brad basically said he's choosing to ignore those criticisms. So, in my own personal opinion, this is a classic industry politics. Hoskinson is a brilliant guy, but he often worries that new laws might favor centralized companies over decentralized ones like Cardano. Brad, on the other hand, is focused on institutional adoption. So he wants the banks to feel safe. So my take on this one is they both want the same thing, and that's clarity. But they are coming at it from different angles. Brad, ignoring the noise, shows his laser focus on the May 14th deadline and does not want to get distracted by X drama. So the next question is, can we really trust the SEC's token taxonomy guidance? One of the biggest questions right now is about the token taxonomy. The token taxonomy guidance that the SEC and CFTC released back in March. This guidance already classifies major assets like XRP as commodities. So if the regulators already said it is a commodity, why do we need a new law? Brad revealed that he's been talking to top finance executives who are actually worried. Their concern is that this guidance is just words on a page. They are afraid that once Paul Atkins leaves his role as SEC chairman, the next person could just change the rules again. In my own personal opinion, this is the nightmare scenario for big banks. No bank is going to build a $1 trillion system on guidance that can be deleted with a mouse click. This is why the Clarity Act is so important. A law is much harder to change than a memo. Even though Brad says XRP is okay because of the court ruling, he knows the rest of the industry needs the act to keep the US competitive. Without it, the war on crypto could start all over again the moment a new chair takes office. So, what happens if the Senate misses the August deadline? The clock is ticking. The Senate Banking Committee markup is May 14, but they have a massive hurdle, the August recess. That's the massive hurdle. If the bill doesn't move forward now, it will likely be dead until after the elections. So in my own personal opinion, this is the make or break moment for the US crypto market. If the Senate fails to act, we are going to see even more companies move their headquarters to London or Singapore. Brad's optimism that the bill will pass shows he thinks the politicians are finally realizing that they can't let the US fall behind. But his XRP will be okay stance is a reminder to the Senate that we are fine. But your constituents and the rest of the tech industry are the ones who will suffer if you fail. So, what is the final verdict for XRP holders leading into May 14? So where does this leave us? We have a CEO who is so confident, a court ruling that is solid, and a Senate vote that could change the entire world's view of digital assets. So, in my own personal opinion, I'm feeling very comfortable holding XRP right now. Brad's comments tell me that Ripple is not desperate. They want the bill to pass because it is good for the industry. But their survival does not depend on it. This is a position of extreme strength. While the Clarity Act is the headline, the real story is that XRP has already won its primary battle. May 14 is going to be a wild day. Whether the bill passes or gets delayed, the fact remains. XRP has its clarity. Ripple, its stablecoin or the RLUSD, and the next phase of banking is already built. So we need to stay focused on the big picture, ignore the FUD from other founders, and remember XRP is already playing by a different set of rules. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one.